this week's major political topics. And let me know if you guys like the scenery, like the presentation basically of this. Sorry if it's a bit laggy. I'm not sure if it's too laggy. Probably not. But we're live here, and there's a few people in the stream already. And let me know if you guys like the background. By the way, I'm recording on OBS. I am using StreamYard too as well. So we're gonna be talking about, first of all, to start off with the stream, we're gonna be discussing the Russia invasion of Ukraine, and then after that topic, we'll be discussing and reviewing Joe Biden's new Supreme Court nominee pick. And then after that, we'll discuss Canada's drama that has been happening this past week as well. And then after that, we'll be, talking about what's up with Hillary Clinton, because she's been acting weird lately. And then last but not least, just for the last thing, we're going to be talking about has Tulsi Gabbard changed and how she has changed. But by the way, at the end of each topic, I will be checking on the chat. For example, after we talk about the invasion, I will go to the chat, and then after the next topic, I'll go to the chat as well. So I'll be checking on the chat once in a while. And if you're here, let me know in the chat, because and when we go to each topic, give me your questions, because I do want to respond to the chat as well. So I'm gonna wait for more people to get in, so we can start this stream up really soon. So yeah, just a few more minutes so we can wait for more people to come in. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And basically, is Joe Biden and the US doing enough with this invasion? Are they doing enough for Ukraine? Are they doing enough to stop Russia's invasion? And we're going to be talking about that for the first thing. So just to let you guys know, and I'm going to wait for a little bit more people to come in. That's enough waiting. I waited a long time for this, so let's get started. So, is Joe Biden and the U.S. doing enough on this topic about the Russian invasion? So, what Joe Biden has done is he has imposed sanctions on Russia, Vladimir Putin himself, and the foreign minister. He also has sent an addition 8,500 troops. That's all he did for this. He didn't send how many as Russia sent. They only sent about 100,000. So he sent 8,000 troops with any imposed sanctions. That's all he did. Is that enough to help Ukraine? Well, I actually kind of agree with what he's doing here. People are asking for more here, not just sanctions. A lot of people are saying sanctions don't work against Putin. And I actually agree with that. They don't work against Putin right now, but they will in the future and for what's to come, because Putin doesn't realize that these sanctions will penalize him in the future, and these sanctions will come back to haunt Putin in the future, and he doesn't know that. And that's why people think sanctions don't actually work, because it's not bothering Putin right now, but it will bother Putin in the future when it comes back to haunt him. Because Putin is getting so busy with Ukraine, and the U.S. is throwing a bunch of sanctions on him. So what the U.S. is doing is, okay, we're gonna let you have Ukraine, while we're going to put a bunch of sanctions on you. And even Putin, they sanctioned Putin and sanctioned the foreign minister. So I'm going to wait for a couple more people so we can continue on. Okay, so is that enough? Are the sanctions enough to stop Putin? And are the 8,000 troops enough to stop Putin? Well, first of all, those 8,000 troops actually went to Poland instead of Ukraine. So, in fact, we didn't send any troops at all. So, are the sanctions enough? I think the sanctions are enough. I mean, if we do send troops, if we were to send troops to Ukraine, it will be the biggest mistake the US has ever made, in my opinion. It's going to be similar like Afghanistan. When we went to Afghanistan to invade, that was the single biggest mistake the US has ever made. We got tons of our troops dead. And if we were to do that with the same with Ukraine, it would be the same thing. In fact, worse, because Russia is much stronger. So I actually like the plan that we didn't send troops to Ukraine. And some people may disagree with that. And we're kind of smart for that, for not because we don't want to make the same mistake we did with Afghanistan. So I think it's not like we need to, you know, it's not like we need to do less. Um, it's not like we're underperforming. We're actually not underperforming. We are the stronger military, but we don't want to get too involved because when the number one country when the number one most powerful ranked country in the world goes up against the number two, things do get crazy. And when the top two most powerful countries in the world go against each other, it causes havoc and it can possibly cause a World War III. So the US staying back and watching Ukraine get invaded is actually much safer. Because if we actually get involved, not only it's going to be a mistake just like Iran when we went in there, but also it could cause a World War III. And nuclear weapons do get involved. So I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in, and we'll continue on. Okay, so is the invasion of Ukraine by Russia going to affect them in a bad or good way? The answer to that is probably in a bad way. I can't tell you that for sure, but I do think these sanctions may not work for now, but they will work in the future. Putin just doesn't know it. And a lot of people may think that these sanctions don't work right now because Putin is not bothered by it. But if Putin were to be bothered by it, which he will in the future, but he doesn't know about right now, then people will be more happy with these sanctions. In the future, I think Putin will come to realize that the US put heavy sanctions on him. And a lot of people disagree with sanctions. And I did, but then I still kind of do. But then, I thought about it and said, what are they going to do with Ukraine? Like like just to sum it up, the answer is what are they going to do with Ukraine? I mean, just to extend their land? I mean, that's not really going to do anything. If they go any further, then the US will probably get involved. I mean, they're going to just extend their land by this much. They're not going to extend it any further because, like I said, if they do, then the US will get involved. The US just let them have that small Ukraine land. But if they do expand further, then that's a different story. But we just let them have that Ukraine land. And the US just said all we're going to do is just impose sanctions and we're not going to get involved. And I think Russia making an attack on Ukraine is going to affect them in a bad way, negatively affect them in a bad way in the future and what's to come. Um, and they are hurting their own military, and they just don't see it yet. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to hop on, and then we'll continue on. So, also, if Donald Trump was in office, would all of this even have happened? That's what we're gonna talk about next in a few seconds. So there has been talk about if a lot of talk actually, if Donald Trump was in office, that this would have never happened. And do I disagree or agree? I totally agree with that. Joe Biden is the biggest green light for Putin, and Donald Trump is the biggest red light for Putin. Now, you may see it as biased, but it's not. It's straight facts. Donald Trump, if he was in office today, this would have never happened. Putin actually felt, a little bit better with Donald Trump than Biden, and uh, the U.S. made great agreements back then. And just look at the difference between Trump and Biden. Have we ever had a war when Trump was in office? No. There was no talk about war. Have we had a war with Biden in office? Yes. And people need to come to realize that Joe Biden, when it comes to comparing Joe Biden and Donald Trump, is that there is a major difference with foreign policy. Foreign policy, when it comes to other countries looking at Joe Biden, it makes the US look weak. And when it comes to other countries looking at Donald Trump, it's the complete opposite. They obeyed Donald Trump. Literally, Putin kept quiet for that 4 years. And then Putin was literally waiting for Biden to be elected. And then all of a sudden, when Biden was elected, Putin right away jumps into the action. Have you guys noticed that? So, and same with other countries. All of a sudden, China wants to move in on Taiwan. Did we ever have that with Donald Trump in office? No, because they're all waiting for Joe Biden to be elected. And now Russia invades Ukraine. Have we ever heard that talk with when Trump was in office? No, they were waiting for Joe Biden to be elected. So let me know about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Let me know your opinions in the chat so we can move on to the next topic. Let me know what your guys' like reactions to this war. That basically everything that has happened, the sanctions Joe Biden imposed on Vladimir Putin himself. People were complaining why he imposed sanctions on Russia, but not Vladimir Putin himself. Later, he did end up imposing sanctions on Vladimir Putin and the foreign minister them as well. So probably because of the media concerns as well. So yeah, let me know in the chat what do you guys think about this Russian invasion, because I haven't made a single video about it. I have on TikTok. Go follow me on TikTok. I post a lot every day. So I haven't posted it today though. By the way, if you guys are wondering why I delayed my stream uh, these past days, because I actually went out sick. I was supposed to do it on Thursday, but then I delayed it because I went out sick. So yeah, let me know your opinions in the chat so we can move on to the next topic. I'm gonna wait for the chats to come in. We only have 3 people in here, so yeah, I'm gonna wait. And by the way, the next topic we'll be moving on to the new Supreme Court nominee pick, and do I think she's qualified enough, and do I think it is racially motivated? We'll catch on to that in a second. Okay, looks like no one wants to chat, so let's just move on to the next topic. Uh, I'm still looking like when I'm on a new topic, I would still like to see chats about the previous topic. I'm fine with that as well. Um, so the new Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson, nomination. So let's start off with this. Do I like Joe Biden's pick of Ketanji Brown Jackson? Uh, would I pick her? Probably not. But when it comes to Joe Biden picking people, I think it's one of the best picks he ever made, because usually his choices are very dumb. But with this choice, I actually kind of like it. It's better than other choices he made and picks he made. Kamala Harris was a bad pick, and his other picks were bad when it comes to him making his decisions. But this one actually made it a little bit better. When I first heard her name, I didn't really like her. She sounded like a an original, a classic liberal, I would say. But when she made her speech for being nominated, She sounded very bright. She sounded very talented. She sounded very qualified. So I actually like the pick. She graduated from Harvard Law School, I believe, and she is very educated. I thought that Joe Biden would just pick someone black, randomly black, um, which he somewhat did, but to him wouldn't matter if they're educated or not. So is she qualified enough? She pretty much is. So like I mentioned, she's from Harvard Law School, and if you didn't watch a speech, that basically sums it up for you. I just watched a speech alone, and I found out that she was very qualified, and she expressed her family background. She has ties with the former House Speaker, uh, Paul Ryan, I believe that's his name. Uh, is the pick based off of racial motivation? Now, that's the main topic about the new Supreme Court nomination. People are talking about. Is it based off of racial motivation? Is it racially motivated? I think it's split 50-50. Half of it is racially motivated, racially motivated, because Joe Biden said he was going to pick a black person, and he did. And I think he's doing that just to get more support from black people, and he's doing that just to do it for the black people because they've been so much back in the days, and black people till today are being racially discriminated. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I'm all for black people, even though he has been racist in the past. Joe Biden has been racist in the past. He said the N word before. Uh, right before the 2020 election, there was this clip of him saying something very stupid to a black person. I'm sure you guys all remember that. And he voted for some bills that tied with Jim Crow's laws. And he voted for Jim Crow's laws. I mean, it's crazy that this guy is trying to nominate so many black people just to get support from them and act like that he's all for black people. And behind him, with background behind him, little do you guys know that he's been racist to black people the whole time. And it's fake and he's a fraud, literally. So half of it, I do think it is racially motivated, just so he can get more black support, because he has lost some of it. He probably, most likely, he does lead black support among any other candidate, Republican, uh, Democrat, as of now. But he has lost some black support as well. So, uh, yeah, let me know in the chat, what do you think about a Supreme Court nomination pick? Do you think she's qualified enough? Because I do. Do you think it is based off of racial motivation, and is it racially motivated? I think so as well. So let me know in the chat, and we'll move on to the next topic. Let me just wait for the chats to weigh in. So in a moment, we're going to talk about Canada's drama and what has happened with Canada these past 2 weeks. I'm sure you guys heard of the truckers and the trucking rallies happening across the U.S.-Canadian border, and how they're rallying and protesting for freedom because of these mandates. And we're going to get to that in a second. I'm going to wait for a few chats to come in. If they don't, I'm going to wait for a little bit more people to come in. I'll just wait like a minute. Okay, that's enough waiting. We're not getting too much nothing happening, so just why am I waiting at this point? So Canada's drama. So I want to start off with this. Justin Trudeau. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I don't know why. Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Tree I can't say it. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to say Treedo, something like that. Um, he's a liar. He with everything he says, it's like Joe Biden 2.0, but he's kind of smarter than Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't know where he's at. At least the Prime Minister of Canada does. Uh, he's straight up a liar with whatever he says. He he actually said that that he chose to listen to science, and that's why he's having these lockdowns because apparently, oh, science says that lockdowns are the best way to stop COVID, and that's the lies that these liberals are and liberals in other countries, not just the U.S. as well, are copying um, each other with all this stuff. And there's with COVID, when it comes to COVID, what I'm trying to say is liberals make it seem like lockdowns is what science says that stops COVID. No, in fact, science actually states you can go search this up. It's true. And by the way, don't search it up on anything uh, false. By the way, be careful, especially if it's a far left wing media. Not really far right as well, but just kind of be in the center and look up something uh, statistic. If you actually look it up on like an actual true website, science has it that lockdowns don't work against COVID-19. In fact, lockdowns hurt your economy and makes no effect with COVID. Lockdowns don't make COVID worse. Lockdowns don't make COVID better. It does nothing. What it does do is it actually hurts the economy. And that's really what it is. So let me know, do you guys agree with me with that? And did you guys know that lockdowns don't actually work? Let me know in the chat as well. And so will the lockdown the protests happening with the truckers about the lockdown in Canada affect anything? I think it will affect the Canadian election. I think the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has a less chance of being reelected. Will I be surprised if he gets reelected? I mean, it's Canada. Not really. But will I be surprised if he doesn't get reelected? No. Because half of Canada, at least now, based off what I've seen, because of these protests, actually are going against Justin Trudeau. So, yes, I think it's going to affect him in a bad way when it comes to his reelection. And Canada is waking up, and it's not good for the Liberal Party in Canada as well. So, I'm gonna give you guys a few more minutes so you guys can chat anything and for more people to come on. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is what's up with Hillary Clinton lately, because she's been making weird speeches and she just made a rally, I believe, for the 2022 midterms and hyping the Democrats up, which we're going to talk about in a bit. So Hillary Clinton actually made some speeches about uh, Russian invasion of Ukraine. And it's obviously going to be something stupid like it always is. She said that Joe Biden uh, is uniting everybody, and it's completely false. And she also did say this, that if Donald Trump was in office, uh, it would make things even worse, which is completely false. completely false. Like I mentioned earlier about the invasion of Ukraine, did we ever have one? No. Were there even talks of one? No. But all of a sudden, when Biden gets elected, there is talks about it. And when it comes to Hillary Clinton, she lies a lot, and she said the complete opposite of the truth, and it's very stupid. So, uh, there's been so what's up with Hillary Clinton? She's been stepping into the campaign trail, not really, but secretly. She's been hyping up Dems for 2024. It's it's kind of being a little bit weird. She's been a little bit weird lately. She put out her would have been victory speech, you know, and then she comes out with these a lot of rallies, and she's kind of participating in the politics more. You can say that, um, but uh, so will she run again in 2024? I think there's a good chance she will. There's a good chance she won't. There has been hints and rumors that she will. Uh, and based off of what I know and I would say the evidence of what she has been doing recently with these rallies for the 2022 midterms, uh, it looks like to me she might. So let me know in the chat what do you guys think about this Hillary Clinton stuff, and then we're gonna get on to the Tulsi uh, Gabbard thing. And by the way, we're not gonna spend too much time on Tulsi Gabbard. Let's actually go to Tulsi Gabbard right now. Uh, so in what ways has Tulsi Gabbard changed ever since she ran back in 2020? And is she faking all of this? Will she switch parties? I mean, there's a lot of rumors. She's appearing on right wing medias. She's just been on Fox News, and she keeps going on there while she's avoiding CNN. She's avoiding all the medias on the right while only going to the medias on the left. I mean, she's avoiding all the medias on the left while she's going to the medias on the right. It's literally the opposite of what she used to do before the 2020 election. And what I think is going on is since she lost badly in the Democratic debate, she's trying to get some support from Republicans just to see which one she'll get more support in. And I think at least half of the Republican Party does not support her. Half of the Republican Party thinks she's just doing this for fame, uh, and she's just a snake, literally. And the other half of the Republican Party thinks that she has, you know, gone out of wokeness. Um, and which side am I a part of? I think a little bit of both. I do think that she kind of wants a little bit more popularity in the Republican Party ever since she lost in the Democratic primaries. But I also do think that she could be lying at some times when it comes to, uh, speak. She's been her speeches have been so conservative lately on Fox News and stuff. So you guys should go check her speeches out on Fox News and her interviews because they've been her her, her her speeches on Fox News and interviews, she if you were to guess if she was a Republican or a Democrat and you didn't know, you would probably think of Republican because that's how she speaks and talks is like she's a Republican ever since the 2020 Democratic primaries or 2019 Democratic primaries. So that's how much of a change she has done. And is she faking all this? I don't really know. I don't think so. I think she's speaking the truth, and I think she kind of understands. She's obviously knows what she's saying. Um, so let me know your opinions on this in the comment section, in the live stream chat. All right, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We didn't get too much people; only a few people joined. So next time, let's try to get more turnout. So yeah, let me know. Did you guys like this live stream? Since we don't have too much people, I'm not gonna wait on the chat because we didn't get it. We didn't get any chat actually. So I'm just gonna end it right here. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want more live streams. If I get low turnout, I can't keep doing it. I mean, if you guys actually love it, then yeah, sure. Because it takes a lot of time. It takes up a lot of time in my day. So let me know, and then let me know. Do you guys like want like? I keep requesting for like feedback and like I'm waiting on feedback. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna end the broadcast, and I do go live every week, once a week, every Saturday. Sometimes I switch it up. Once Saturday, the next week Sunday. It's gonna be like that, or maybe Saturday twice in a row. Who knows? All right, goodbye. Uh, before I say goodbye, follow me on TikTok, linked in the description. Goodbye, guys.